I guess it's safe to say that I woke up in my feelings or whatever. Or better yet, happy that I didn't wake up in my feelings. Just stay with me. I was texting a friend of mine and we were on a certain subject, topic, or whatnot, and I'm always trying to find a fly way to say something, or sometimes it just end up rolling off my, just coming out fly. And I guess what it all boils down to is closure. I found it funny after I texted, because you know how you reread your text and stuff, and I was like, that was kind of fly, but I'm always trying to interpret things, even myself. And I was like, the same shoulders I shrug with, I hug with. Okay, it's kind of corny, but it's some truth to it. The same shoulders I shrug with, I hug with. Meaning, I ain't got to fool with you to love you. It's called being cordial. It doesn't even necessarily mean that we had a falling out. You vibe with people differently. You vibe with them accordingly, and it's give and take. But if we did fall out, I'm not going to fall out with you and all of a sudden you become ugly. I hate when people do that. I'm only using ugly as a tip of the iceberg. But you get it. You're not going to be ugly because we fell out. You're still cute. Real cute. Dress nice still. Still drive a nice car if you even got a car. This is pretty random. Whatever attracted me to you in a relationship, as a friend, or whatever, 9 times out of 10, just because we fell out doesn't mean that that has changed. You're still cute. I just may have caught on to your cute little ways. I had to learn through heartbreak. And that was heartbreak that I caused. That just because your relationship is over doesn't mean that your life is. And that goes for all relationships, friendships, the same. You could have done your part, or you could have been the one that didn't do enough. You just got to stop questioning people. You got to stop questioning yourself, because the answer to the question will always be the same. People aren't, and people change. One of the most rewarding compliments that my mama ever gave me was, girl, you look just like your daddy. It brought a sense of pride. Not because he was a perfect man, but because he was a good person. He was a good human. He was a caring person. And I know that when she looks at me, she sees more than just the resemblance. My mother, grand. My father, grand. And you just gotta know him to understand. Like Scarface say, I wish that I could save everyone, but I'm a dreamer. That's all of us. They worry so much because they care so much. Now my mama worried about worrying. The last thing that my daddy told my mama before he passed, it ain't the last thing, but I remember close to his death, is he told her, Pinky, stop worrying. Because unfortunately, life goes on. Fortunately. And I say unfortunately because sometimes we don't want it to go on. But it's fortunate that it does. What Mary said, she said it took a whole damn year to repair my body. Winter took most of her heart. Spring punched her right in the stomach. Summer came looking for blood. And by autumn, she was left with nothing. That was me. A victim to circumstances that I created. Now here's where the rest of my life tells me if that was a good thing or a bad thing. And if so, the same shoulders that I shrug with, I can hug with. Because when spring came back around, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Hold on. This is a long ass video. Sometimes you just need to get some things off your chest. your own revelations, your own testimony. All I'm saying is there is life after the pain. I can smell the roses. And it ain't because my nose is open to anyone or anything. I just stop worrying. And I start focusing on being a better person. I could be a better lover later. I don't want my better half to leave and leave with half of me. I want to be that better half. So I got to work on me. I'm capable. Because that little angel that sits on my right side is like Popeye on spinach. And that little devil that sits on my left side is the weakest link. And when the link is weak, or when there is a weak link, the wheels don't spin. And devil, I ain't spinning my wheels no more. Damn, now my exes live in Texas, but I ain't got to live with them no more. My uncle told me before he died, all the important people to me have somehow... Anyway, my uncle told me before he died, what are you going to do, Terry, all your life? You're just going to be a professional lesbian? And for the past 10 years, plus, okay, 20 plus, I done been promoted to some manager positions. But that ain't the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, my mother and my father showed me what unconditional love was. But being a realist, I know that even unconditional love has conditions here on earth anyway. I just say, let your good outweigh your bad. Set the bar. Like at any job I've ever had, I tried to set the bar. Because when you set the bar, you got room to come down a notch because you're not at the bottom. But when you don't set the bar, when the bar is already low, you can't go no lower than low. Just know you're going to end up on the floor. And everybody ain't down to end up on the floor with you. I saw something that said, I will struggle with you, but I will not struggle because of you. I understand why people left me, and I understand why I had to leave people. But the same shoulders that I shrug with, I hug with, and I still love you. But I am my better half. And the only people I am concerned with are those who influence me to be a better person. Stop worrying about folks who ain't worried about you. Bitter is for bitches. My mom and my daddy separated when I was about 4 or 5. They were divorced for years and still lived next door to each other for the next, 15, 20 years? After my dad remarried, after my mother gave me and my brother a little sister, when it came down to what was important, they came on common ground. If you and I cannot meet on common ground, you and I cannot meet. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less. And no, just because you are my ex, that does not mean all of a sudden you ugly. Half of my exes was ugly when I was with them.